Hello everyone. In this video, we will be discussing about couplings, types of couplings where we will be focusing mainly on two types, that is rigid couplings and the flexible types, and even its applications also we will be discussing in this video. And this is the third chapter in this module 3. So first of all, what do you mean by couplings? So couplings are basically mechanical elements or components that couples two drives shafts, which enables motions to be transferred from one element to another. So here I want to tell you an example. When we speak about the shaft, already in the first chapter of this particular module, we discussed about the shaft where we have used couplings, because when we speak about the shaft means the shaft will be having a driver and a driven. So the driver usually a motor will be there, and driven will be maybe gears or any kind of a cam mechanism will be there. So to connect that like the shaft with the motor or the shaft with the gears, we need a connecting component. That connecting component is nothing but coupling. So this even when we discuss the shaft concept also, there we identified different types of even we study different types of the couplings. So now in this video we will be discussing among the different types, which one is like recommended based on the like its effectiveness, its application, other things we'll be discussing. So first, when we speak about the types of couplings, it is mainly classified into two groups. First we will discuss, that is a rigid coupling group. So this is used to connect two shafts which are perfectly aligned. So when we speak about shaft alignment, there are imperfect alignments also will be there, maybe the different angles or the different sizes also it will be there, maybe it may not be coplanar also. So but this rigid coupling is which is for the perfectly aligned cases. And there are many types of couplings under rigid that will like in this here in this rigid coupling category that we can see here, that is a sleeve or muff coupling, clamp or split muff or compression coupling, and the flange coupling. So these three will come under the rigid coupling. You can able to see an image of a general rigid coupling, where a flange coupling you can able to see, and even a split of compression coupling also we can able to see this. So this is the shaft. So how, by using this coupling, you can able to see this, how it is done, we can able to see here, you can also able to see here. So first we will see the sleeve or muff coupling. So a sleeve coupling is a basic type of coupling. This consists of a pipe whose bore is finished to require the tolerance based on the shaft size. We can able to see this, and it's a basic type. So wherever we can able to see without much complication and no for technical values, where they will go with this kind of sleeve or muff coupling. The meaning of the word sleeve or muff is nothing but a protective cover. You can able to see something like this after inserting these two things, where I'll be covering with this sleeve or muff. You can able to see this. So that is why it is called as a sleeve or muff coupling. The next one is a clamp or a split muff or a compression coupling. So the clamp coupling is also called as a compression coupling or the split muff coupling, and it is a rigid type of coupling. The sleeve is made of two halves. We can able to see two halves it is made, and which are split along a plane passing through the axis of the shaft. You can able to see this is the axis means this is it is splittable, and here you can able to see in a different colors also I can shown. First one is the light gray color, and second is the dark gray color, cement color. You can able to see this. So it is like a semi like muff will be there. That is why it is called as a split muff thing. And third one is nothing but flange coupling, a very common types of coupling. So this coupling has two separate cast iron flanges, because flange coupling means always it is a cast iron the material, which usually they recommend, and they use for all the applications wherever this flange coupling is there. And even under this flange coupling we have two more categories, that is protective flange coupling and unprotected. That is based on the additional collars what we are providing and the supports we are providing. Based on that we can able to categorize whether it is a protected flange coupling or unprotected flange coupling. And each flange is mounted on the shaft end and the key to it. So the two flanges are coupled together with the help of bolts and nuts. We can able to see this is an disassembled like a part of your one side of a flange, and this is an assembled flange, where we can able to see the assembly where the screws and bolts and we can able to see. Then moving to the second major type, that is flexible coupling. So flexible couplings are used to transmit torque from one shaft to another when the two shafts having a both lateral and angular misalignment. So in the previous type, what we discussed, where the angle should be collinear and even it should be coplanar, but in case practically most of the conditions will not be applicable for such requirements. So under that conditions, we can go with these kind of flexible coupling where it is like exclusively designed for like the both lateral and the angular misalignment pieces. Here, the images we can able to see some of the pictures of the misalignment and even different angle line. All those things we could able to see here, and the different types of flexible couplings we can able to see here, bushed pin type, universal coupling, and old ham coupling. These are the different types of the flexible couplings. So first we'll discuss the bushed pin type coupling. So this is the modified form of the protected type of flange coupling, and this type of coupling has a pins and it works as a coupling bolt. As I said, in the flange coupling concept, it has protected type and unprotected type, where with the help of some supportive accessories, like it may be a collar, it may be kind of bush. So this bush is almost a modified form, or it's an advanced form, we can say this, and it has a pin and instead of the and even bolts also together with it. So the rubber or the leather bushes are used over the pins, and the coupling is having a two half similar in construction. Then what is this universal coupling? A universal coupling a universal coupling or a universal joint or U joint or a hook joint is a joint or a coupling. It is called by many names in a rigid rod that allows a rod to bend in any direction, and it is commonly used in shaft that transmits rotary motion. You can able to see this. There is a misalignment in the angle, and even there is different sizes and the shapes. We can able to see even the shafts also may not be having a same diameter, and even the couplings you can able to see like universal joint, U joint, or hook joint. You can able to see like multiple joints we could able to see in the images, and there are many common applications related to that one. And next one is the old ham coupling. Old ham couplings has three discs, but the three discs of a different size and shape that we can witness here in the image, and one coupled to the input and one coupled to the output, and a middle disc that is joined to the first by tongue and groove. You can able to see one is for the input, one is for the output, and the middle one is the tongue, where which is connected with the groove and the connected. And this is the image which I took it from CAD drawing, where it is commonly used. And the coupling uses to provide for misalignment of the shafts or to introduce a mechanical flexibility, to reduce the transmission of the shock loads from one shaft to another, to introduce a protection against overloads, to alter the vibration characteristics of rotating units, to connect the driving and the driven part. And what are the requirements of a good shaft coupling? It should be easy to connect or disconnect. It should transmit the full power from one shaft to another shaft without losses. It should hold the shafts in a perfect alignment. It should reduce the transmission of shock loads from one shaft to another shaft. It should have no projecting points. And the coupling maintenance and failure. So performing visual inspections, checking for the signs of wear and cleaning couplings regularly, checking and changing lubricant regularly if the coupling is lubricated, documenting the maintenance performed on each coupling along with the date. And what are the chances of the coupling failure? Improper installation, poor coupling selection, operation beyond design capabilities, abnormal noise such as screeching, squealing, or chattering, excessive vibration or wobble, failed seals indicated by lubricant leakage or contamination. So these are all the some of the chances of the coupling failure. So with this, we'll be winding up this video. The next video we will be discussing the types of couplings, which is discuss the design procedure. We will be discussing the